what is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. It's me, Bryson Sports Talk, and today we are back at it with another video. This time we are doing our Eagles season recap. I'm a little sad. Eagles just fell to the Buccaneers. You can see the score right here, 31-15, an embarrassing game. So I thought this was my time to address the Eagles season in review and just go over each individual player, what they've done. We got the roster pulled up, and I'll go over the game that we just played against Tampa, and because that was basically how our season ended, and that was also pretty much an embarrassment. So, but before we get into it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. We are 9 subscribers away from 80. Also, go subscribe to Nate's Sports Talk Sports, Nate Talk Sports, same thing. He's a few subscribers away from 200, so I had to go shout him out. I'll put his channel in the description. Other than that, thank you guys for all the support you guys have given me. And I'm going to be on the grind a little bit here and there. Try to consistently upload 1 to 2 videos per week. Obviously, it's not the most out of me, but it's decent enough. And I'll also try to throw in a live stream here and there. I will be doing the Sixers Clippers play-by-play on Friday, so that is something you guys can stay tuned for. Not sure if Benny will be in there or not. Maybe he'll come by. Usually he's my host when we do that, but I'm not exactly sure. Details will be on that later. But yeah, let's just get straight into it, talking about our Eagles. First, I'm just going to go over every player. Basically, we just got the whole roster here, and I'm just going to try to briefly go over most of these players. If there's guys who are on the practice squad or haven't really contributed much, I'm not going to say much about them. But started off, of course, we have our quarterbacks and Jalen Hurst. First off, Jalen Hurst led us to the playoffs. He's a leader. He's one of the reasons we got to the playoffs. I think Jalen Hurst has a very bright future in Philly and ahead, no matter where he is. I don't think we give up on him yet. He was a very good playmaker, a very good leader, guy to have in the locker room, and especially a guy to be the quarterback. But he had some cons. Especially, he made some silly mistakes. He was pretty hesitational when it came to being in the pocket. Obviously, he rolled out a lot, but there was just some throws that didn't make sense. Missing opportunities. His vision is something I think he needs to work on, especially in the offseason. I think when he comes back next season, he'll be better than ever for us. But I think just as of right now, I just don't think his passing ability is nowhere near as good as his running ability. But I think Jalen Hurts is doing amazing. Next up, we got Gardner Minshew, another guy who has also just helped us stepping up, doing what we need him to do when we need him. He's a very good guy to have a backup. I hope we just keep him on this team because he's shown that when we need a backup quarterback, he can play like a starter. And then there's Reed Sinnett. Haven't seen much of him, so I'm kind of just going to go on. Next up, we got Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell has just had an amazing rookie year. By far, has had an immaculate year when it came to running as a fourth string or third string. Still had an amazing season and really stepped up when we needed his help, and that's exactly what he did. And I think that's where we came so lucky in this draft pick, a late 4th, 5th round guy who helped us out a lot. Next up, we got Jordan Howard, another vet who I think also helped us out a lot. Not much on him, but he really did, ran effectively with the ball. We got Jason Huntley, too, as well. Another guy who I think did well when we needed him to step up. He's a very good returner, pretty speedy. I really like the way he plays. Unfortunately, he's just not going to get that big of a roster spot. But I hope if we don't keep on to him next year, I hope a team actually that needs a running back goes on and uses him as a 2nd or 3rd string guy, gives him some snaps. And then we got Miles Sanders. Sanders, unfortunately, finished the year without a touchdown. But he did run really well. I don't really have an opinion on him. I mean, he's our running back. He doesn't do so well when we have the ball. Maybe it's something we look to move on from, but keep in mind, he's very young. I think it's a learning experience. Same thing with Boston Scott, but Boston Scott has done very well for us. I love Boston Scott. He's a speedy guy. He's so small, little. Just helps us out a lot. Moving on to our wide receivers, we got like 4 guys right here. I'm just going to kind of briefly summarize with Keyshawn Johnson, John Hightower, Deion Kane, and J.C. Whiteside. Didn't really see much of them at all this season, but they all are decent guys who I think could help us out in the long run. John Hightower especially was one of the guys. They were really targeting. Deion Kane's a little bit older. He did not play at all. Same thing with Keyshawn Johnson. Not exactly sure how many receptions he got. I'll just click on him real quick. But Keyshawn Johnson, I don't really know much on him. 15 receptions for 173 yards last year. He didn't do much for us this year. Yeah. But that's all last year. But he was with our team. He wasn't actually with our team. I don't know who he was with. Also, Deion Kane, I don't think he did anything for us this year. He didn't. He didn't do anything for us. But other than that, I think Deion Kane is a very good player. He played really well in college. But that's basically it for the receivers. And then we got, of course, Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward, and Quez Watkins. Basically, the rest of everyone, I don't think there's really much to talk about. Devontae Smith played very well for us. Same thing with Greg Ward and Quez Watkins. Jalen Reagor, I don't know what to say about him, man. I don't want him in a uniform next year. Next up, we got our tight ends featuring Jason Kroom, Dallas Goedert, and Tyree Jackson, and Richard Rodgers. And Jack Stoll. I like Jack Stoll. I think he's a very good blocker, and of course Noah Togiai. I also like the way Goddard has played. I think our tight ends played really well this year. Moving down onto the centers, we got Dickerson, Jariga, and Kelsey. Landon Dickerson is going to help us out. He's been playing guard a lot. And he's going to help out if Kelsey's just not going to be there next year. He's not the biggest guy, but he'll help out if Kelsey isn't here next year. And Jariga will also probably get a few snaps till we find a replacement. Looking at our guards, Herbig and Brooks are very good guys. I think Herbig is young. He doesn't have much experience. Brandon Brooks, I just hope he stays healthy next year. We got Opeta, Obiowski, Anderson, and Sam Malo, of course. I forgot about him. So there's a lot of combinations you could think of your O-line next year. I'd like to see a potential combination of probably Mailata, Sam Malo or Herbig, Dickerson, Brooks, and Johnson. That would be a very good line. You also got guys like Jack Driscoll who played a lot, but I think this O-line you have a lot of good guys in there who could really help us out. Moving on to the defensive ends, you got a lot of guys here, but not a lot of them are very good. Ryan Kerrigan played very well in our playoff game. Brandon Graham's very old. Derek Barnett will not be here next year. I have very good doubt in that. Josh Sweat, another guy who we really missed out on in the playoffs with him. He's an amazing player. Our defensive tackles are looking pretty good. Marvin Wilson's a younger guy. Same thing with Raycon Williams. Milton Williams will definitely be a starter next year. Hassan Ridgeway, I'm confident. He's very good. Piazza as well. We got Javon Hargrove and Fletcher Cox being the main guys. Not sure if Fletcher will be here next year, but Hargrove, Milton Williams, and Marvin Wilson and Hassan Ridgeway are the guys who I'm really going to be looking at next year. Moving on to our linebackers, we got Jannard Avery, Sean Bradley, TJ Edwards, Patrick Johnson, Christian Ellis, Joe Osman. Alex Singleton, Jacoby Stevens, Davion Taylor. I like the way Alex Singleton and TJ Edwards played this year. Sean Bradley's been doing well. Same thing with Jannard Avery. Next year, I'd like to see a combination with Nakobe Dean. I like him as a guy we could pick up. Nakobe Dean, TJ Edwards, and Jannard Avery or Davion Taylor. Same thing with TJ Edwards or Alex Singleton would all be good guys. Our corners have been very well this year as well. Steven Nelson will not be here next year. I can guarantee that. Darius Slay, Zach McPherson, I think, could really develop as a young guy. Same thing with Mac McClain. As well as Avonte Maddox, Tay Gowan as well could really help us out. And, of course, Kerry Vincent Jr. Our safeties, Andre Shasher, Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris, Rodney McLeod, and Kayvon Wallace. Rodney McLeod will probably be here next year. Same thing with Harris. I'd hope we re-sign him up. Kayvon Wallace would be a nice guy to have. Marcus Epps has really stepped up too. Moving on to our special teams, basically Elliott and Sipos. I'd like to get rid of Sipos, but that's basically going to be it for the roster. Kind of went through the defense very quickly. Moving on to our game here. Looking at our guys here, this was a struggling game for me to watch as an Eagles fan. I kind of turned it off right when they scored the touchdowns. I knew that was the end of the game. First off, Jalen Hurst, 43 pass attempts. They gave up on the run game. Sanders did not do anything. This is why I just don't like Miles Sanders. He didn't do anything. Boston Scott with his one carry with the touchdown. Jalen Hurts doing okay. But 43 passes for 258 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Horrible. It's just completely ugly. Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith has got to get targeted more if you want to win games. Quez Watkins coming up with 2 decent catches. Kenneth Gainwell acted like a receiver in this game and definitely played better than some of our guys. Rager did not do anything. Same thing with Boston Scott. Looking at the defense here, sack-wise, Alex Singleton doing a lot. Kerrigan doing a lot. Hargrave doing a decent amount of things. Those are the guys that just stepped up. Gainwell doing very well. Kick return, punt return. Jalen Rager just sucked. Jake Elliott doing really well. And Siposs just could not get off the field. So that's basically going to be it. In return, I just think that this season wasn't a failure. I think this season was actually a dub. I think this season was better than normal. I also think this season, I don't think this season was a waste. Coming with a rookie coach and a guy who's just started his first full year, came in late, had a little bit of issues. You know, it's kind of hard to come in really late into the season, talking about the 2020 season with Hurts, then get the starting call. Then you have to use a new coach, and it's your first experience. He just absolutely dominated it. I have to give a big shout out to Jalen Hurts and this team. Nick Sirianni is here to stay. Same thing with Hurts. Let's go. 2022 season is about to be fire. With my next video, I'll be talking about guys who I believe will fit the Eagles very well. Stay tuned for that. That'll most likely be out tomorrow or not Thursday. I do have some things on Thursday or Friday. But our next video is going to be guys who I think the Eagles should go ahead and target in the draft. That's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day.